May the gods keep the wolves in the hills and the women in our beds.
Hey! Is this heaven? No. It's Iowa.
Easy.
Well, hello there, sexy monkeys. Welcome back to the Sky Jam Experience. I'm your host, Ben, and today I'm ranking all 6 of the Transformers movies.
До свидания. That means goodbye. Как дела? Хорошо.
Alright, so Michael Bay, he just came out with this movie Ambulance just the other day, so I'm kind of digging into Michael Bay movies. Other day, I did the 3 Bad Boys movies. Check out if you haven't. Now I'm doing the Transformers movies. Michael Bay pretty much directed the first 5. He didn't do the new Bumblebee, but I'm still going to do it anyways. So, I'm going to rank the 6 movies from the lowest to the highest.
Shut up, Grandma! What are you doing here?
Just give me a break, will you?
Grandma, drink your prune juice!
And no, I'm not putting in the old school Transformers, the cartoon animation. I'm not dogging on it. It's not in my rankings. It's just not. It's that simple. Before I get into this, overall, all 6 of these movies I personally enjoy a lot. Transformers CGI, I think, is the mother of CGI. It really blew up my mind. The transformations in the first 3 movies, you did not see anything like this. So, all 6 of these movies, they're great. But of course, I gotta rank them, so I'm gonna do it. Coming in at very last place, number 6. It is your 2014 Transformers Age of Extinction.
Hey, heads! All right, go long.
This movie is the 4th installment in the universe, and it's the first time that Shia LaBeouf is not in this. You get good old Marky Wahlberg, baby. Nothing wrong with Mark Wahlberg. He did great in this movie, guys. You're probably wondering why is this the very bottom of my list? Well, I'll tell you. The story was just all over the board. I'm telling you guys, we're going everywhere with this story. It's hard to keep up.
A little while I was a sophomore and he was a senior. It's fine.
No, it's not fine.
We've got a pre-existing juvenile foundational relationship. Statute 2705-3.
What? Texas statute?
But this movie had a lot of good shit. Mark Wahlberg for one, but the whole Texas vibe, gotta love it, man. He did great with this whole Texas vibe. We needed out of the Chicago, Midwest. I'm a Midwest guy, so I love my Midwest. But let's go somewhere else. And Texas, great. I love it.
Dad, there's a missile in the family room.
Your casting, though, was okay. I mean, you're introduced to this new chick called, she's Nicole Peltz. She plays Mark Wahlberg's daughter, Tessa. I mean, she's good looking, but Stanley Tucci, I thought he great. His character was sweet. He had some really dope ass speech, but it really hurt the way he said it. Like that one time he was talking to a Transformer and he was saying like, we don't need you no more because we can build you.
Go ahead. Show us your true colors once and for all. Why don't you tell Itchy Fingers here that this is all the spoils of war. Dead metal. Innovation. What we do here is science. Because if we don't do it, somebody else will. Because you cannot stop technology. I broke the code. I own your whole genome.
The world will know what you're doing here.
The world? The world will approve. We can make you now. Don't you get it? We don't need you anymore.
Don't get me wrong though, the cinematography is just as good as all the Transformers. Like they're in Texas at this farm. This farm is so beautiful. Man, it makes me want to go hang out at this farm. You get the scene with Mark Wahlberg and the shooting stars and shit. Dope. But it was nice to get away from Shia LaBeouf. I mean, we were with him for 3 movies. He's great. But we need to move on to another character. And it was great with Mark Wahlberg. We needed this. Another thing I did not like about this movie was they made the Autobots bad people. Like for me, well, I mean, like, so end of number 3, they had a big battle in Chicago and a lot of people died, innocent people. So now humans are just like, fuck you Autobots, fuck you Transformers. It doesn't matter if you're good, bad. They want them all out of here. So you have these governments that are just hunting them down. And it just sucks seeing that because, you know, they saved our lives. And here we are now hunting them down and killing them.
Hey, Snake Balls. How much for the truck?
Truck?
Overall, for a Skygean score, I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. A 6.5 out of 10. I enjoyed this from start to finish. It's just the story could be definitely touched up more. And like, what I mean by that is the characters, they just kind of tagging along for the ride. You know what I'm saying? They're not like Shia LaBeouf, like he needed to be there. These guys did not need to be there. But it's enjoyable. I enjoy the CGI is just as good. It's a very good popcorn movie, guys. Coming in at 5th place is your Transformers: The Revenge of the Fallen. Came out in 2009. It's a sequel to the very first Transformers movie.
TheRealEffingDeal.com. Oh, you must be talking about that amateur hour blog operation with Game Boy level security. Robo Warrior.
Where's the life vest?
It's in. Don't me with the tea. What? No. You don't get Christmas bonuses standing around. All right, meet stores closed. Everybody else, help her out now.
The only reason why this is not the last one in my movie is because Shia LaBeouf's in this. I will take a Shia LaBeouf movie over Mark Wahlberg any day. It's just that simple. I enjoyed the very first 3 movies a lot, but the first 3 movies, this is definitely the one that could use a lot of polishing up. And polishing up would definitely be the story, the screenwriting, the characters. Yeah. But for a sequel, it's great. They added on from the original, you know, more Autobots, more of the bad guys, Decepticons. Yeah, there we go. You go beyond United States, you go to Egypt, to the pyramids. So you definitely add to the universe of Transformers. So that was good.
That's because you the one forced me into that car, right? So I think he's scared. What are we gonna do with this shrimp taco? No, just bump a cap in his ass, throw him in the truck, and then nobody gonna know nothing, not me. Yeah, not in my trunk.
Yo, bumper car? Check it out. I'm hearing you, okay? I'm right here, and I can hear you. No one's popping any caps in any asses, okay? I've had a hell of a day.
Why don't you get a haircut with your bitch ass?
The cinematography is just as great as before, and the CGI is 2 years newer, which means the technology is 2 years better, which means they're going to look better, and they do look better. One thing I did not like about this was this whole, like, robot chick, the Decepticon that's a female that's, like, trying to get with Sam in college. I don't understand that. No, we don't need to go there. Like, now they're humans. Like, keep them out of the human shit. This is not Terminator.
Oh, God, please, God, please.
Yo, stop bringing out. Stop bringing out.
Shut this guy up, huh?
Please, just let me, just let me. Just stop.
But, I mean, you have the parents back. They're funny as fuck. The mom eats a brownie, and she goes cuckoo. Hell, I love that shit. And this movie is funny as fuck. I'm telling you, that's what gets me through this movie. It's hilarious as fuck. That one scene, the meat locker, you're gonna laugh your ass off. The CGI Transformers, and there's a lot of eye candy for both girls and guys, so it's not that bad of a movie. It's very popcornish, but if you really dig down into it, yeah, the story, the screenwriting, they could have been polished up. Overall, though, for a Skygean score, I give it a 7 out of 10 for 5th place. Coming in at 4th place, it is your 2017 Transformers: The Last Knight. Yes, I enjoyed this movie about half of it. Half of it I really enjoyed. The other half, I'm like, come on, guys. Come on.
On the phone, do it, Englishman. As the 12th Earl of Fogan, by the power imbued by His Majesty King Arthur and his League of Knights of the Round Table, I now grant you, Seymour Rutherford Simmons, entrance into... Admittance, not entrance. Don't try to snook me. Get it right. Enough. Just tell me now. Shut up! Shh. Yourselves.
Okay, so this is the 5th installment in the universe. It's the second with Mark Wahlberg, and it's the second back to back with Mark Wahlberg. So it was good to have another continuation of a main character. And this movie is just funny as fuck, dude. There's plenty. It's definitely way funnier than Mark Wahlberg's other movie. This character guy in there, he is hilarious as fuck, dude.
You want to go to federal prison?
No, I don't want to go to any prison.
Well, that's where you're gonna go, okay? Because you're aiding and abetting. I'm a fugitive, all right? I'm the big boss. You're my little crimey.
When you leave, it becomes the wild kingdom out here. I don't know what to do.
I told you, this is a junkyard. They blend it with other junk. That's it.
You hired me to be senior vice president of worldwide operations.
Did I tell you that?
Yes, that's what you said.
Well, I made that shit up.
Do not take this title away from me, Kay.
Reason why I really enjoyed this movie, though, is a lot of that English history. I personally, that's like my family heritage. We're from England, Ireland, Scotland, Germany, France, that whole section. So, I personally enjoy this because my family heritage is from there. But it's nice to see Anthony Hopkins doing his good old speech in the castle with a transformer. Dude. And that chick, oh man.
Look at this thing. Please. Very interesting. Yes. You keep a secret for so long, knowing it to be true, and yet deep down inside, you begin to wonder, has my life been wasted? Have you ever felt like that, Mr. Cade? Yes, but you want to know, don't you, dude?
It's just Cade. Look,
Why
old
they
timer,
keep
I don't have
coming
a ton of
here.
patience for riddles right now.
To Earth, yes.
Laura Haddock. Ooh, she plays Vivian. Man, I don't know. I'll go to any class she is teaching.
Miss Vivian Wembley, Master of History, Oxford, Doctor of Philosophy, also Oxford, and Doctor of Letters, again Oxford, I think. Anything else? Anyway, meet Cade.
Jaeger. Cade Jaeger. I'm an inventor.
Oh, you're an inventor.
Yes, I am.
What have you invented?
A lot of things.
Like?
Like a lot of things. Like things that you've heard of.
Like?
Well, things that you will have heard of, okay? Patents are pending.
Ah.
So Mark Wahlberg, his right-hand man is Jared Carmichael. I'm telling you, this motherfucker cracked me up 10 times in this movie. But the opening scene, I personally enjoy. It starts out with King Arthur time, Merlin. I love that time period. You can get the Transformers. So it was cool to see that. It reminded me of like Gladiator mixed with this shit.
4 CE, a desperate last stand between civilization and barbarism. Two worlds colliding, only one survives. Lancelot, Percival, King Arthur, honourable men, brave, muscles sinewed, sweat glistening off their bodies. A few brave men who are willing to sacrifice all for victory. Sound too good to be true, Poppy? Because it's horseshit. Arthur, a likely composite of a Roman general and a Celtic king, our dragon. Just a medieval catapult. And then we have Merlin, our kingmaker. Probably never existed. The question is, why? Why do we tell ourselves these stories, other than the fact that dragons are wicked? It's because we want to believe. Believe that we can be heroes in our own lives. When all seems lost, a few brave souls, us, can save everything we've ever known. Or is it just the dragons?
But to be honest, there's some things I don't understand. For like the chick, Isabella, is she supposed to be a main girl or not? Because they really treated her like she's going to be a main girl, but she's only in like the first act and a little bit of the second. Not even in the third. So I'm like, what are we doing with this here? But the story, by the time we're done with this movie, I am so confused where the fuck we're at in this universe. I really am. With this stuff coming out of the planet, I'm glad they stopped right now because this shit's getting confusing. But what carries this movie for me is the humor. It has your Transformers humor. It looks great on cinematography. And the whole England, I absolutely enjoy that part. That's why overall I give this a 7 out of 10 for a Sky Gene score. Coming in at third place, it is your 2011 Transformers Dark of the Moon, the third installment.
My hero needs to wake up.
This is the one where this is Shia LaBeouf's last movie, and it does not have Megan Fox in it. It has a new girl, and this new girl, oh my Lanta, Rosie Huntington Whiteley. Oh my God, when she does that bunny scene, I want to be an actor just to do that one scene.
What is that?
This is your new lucky bunny.
It's a beautiful thought, Carly, but I don't think it's the whole bunny that's lucky. You see, it's just this section here. You see, it's just the rabbit foot that's lucky.
Well, it's just a good luck charm. Help you think positive.
This movie started out with a big wow. The opening scene of them at the planet with the robots and stuff. I don't know. I'm not that big of a Transformer, so I don't know the name of everything, so I'm sorry. But it starts out at the planet, and it's just a robotic planet. It's so fucking dope the way they do the CGI. Love how they start out that way. So this movie, they deal with like the moon landing in the 60s. I think it was 69. The moon landing is a cover up because they know something landed on the moon, and it's the first one to get there wins. So I love when movies do that. They take a real historical time period and they mix it with kind of a cover up. Love that.
Get out of here!
No.
Oh, he's gross.
She's good. Guys gotta stick together.
Well, you tell her that we're not your pets and we're not your toys. All right, we're an advanced, genius, alien race just looking for a home.
And then at some point, you're even at Chernobyl. So this movie, you're going everywhere. At one point, you're even at the Lincoln Memorial. So you're in Washington, D.C. So Michael Bay, he gets the good cameras. For example, like, not many people can get cameras down at Washington, D.C. and get some really cool shots of the Lincoln Memorial, for example.
Oh, here he is. That bald-headed Doc Frankenstein. Ma'am, this is not legal. This is illegal experimentation. Aliens would never do this to people. Eat you, kill you maybe, but that's it. This ain't right. Nobody puts baby in a box. This is worse than waterboarding.
This little gentleman.
To be honest, John Malkovich, I love John Malkovich, but this character, it didn't suit me so well. He's a good actor. I love, especially like Con Air, but this, I was like, wasn't buying it. And Patrick Dempsey. This motherfucker, dude. He's trying to steal Shia LaBeouf's girl, dude. I would whoop his ass, man. Fuck you, Patrick Dempsey. Alright, I'm sorry for you girls out there that love your Grey's Anatomy. Sorry. But Patrick Dempsey, he's an ass whooping for trying to steal Shia LaBeouf's girl. Alright, guys, we're down to the top two. It's between Bumblebee and the original Transformers. Which is it gonna be? Coming in at second place, it is your Bumblebee.
I'm here. I made it. What's going on?
World's already been saved, kid.
Cool. Cool. Hey, can you call my mom?
Bumblebee came out in 2018 and is the last installment for a Transformers movie, and the first one that Michael Bay did not direct. And this movie saved the franchise. It saved the fucking franchise because of Bumblebee, we're supposed to have a new Transformers movie coming out later this year. It might get pushed back because that's what movies do. But it's going to be called The Rise of the Beast, if I remember correctly. But that movie was not going to come out, but Bumblebee saved us because it did that well. They did what the franchise needed to do. They needed to go backwards in time and just go to a classic storytelling of a girl. It's like a girl and her dog, but in this case is a girl in her car. Because before this, we're all relying on the high production, the budget with a lot of CGI and action. Time the fuck out. Time out. Let's talk about this, and they did great at bringing this back. They even went back to 1980. That's when you need a new movie, just go to the 80s, guys. 80s is a great time to live and a great movie to watch. John Cena, he can be hit or miss when he's an actor. He hit this one. He did really good. He did great. and you actually get to hear Bumblebee's voice. So that's always a plus because we need to hear his voice. He deserves it. You're wondering, since Michael Bay is not directing this, is this going to have the humor that Michael Bay has? And I'm going to tell you, yes. The humor is still there. It's still funny. But the best part about this movie is it's simple, easy to follow. You know what's going on. It's not confusing at all. You can kind of just relax, enjoy it, and follow it without thinking too much about it. And this franchise really needed it. And we have our first female lead, which we needed that a long time ago. For a Sky Gene score, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Coming in at first place is your original Transformers that came out in 2007. And I give it for a Sky Gene score of an 8 out of 10. And I'm going to tell you why. This movie is the mother of the CGI blockbuster popcorn movies. Like, dude, this movie, we all remember watching this and it blew your mind when they do that transformation for the first time. I could not get over how dope as fuck this was. I think this movie came out right when Blu-rays was coming out. So when this came out like on DVD, it was like one of the very first ones to be a Blu-ray. So I remember watching this on the Blu-ray and oh, wow. But this was started Michael Bay to be really Michael Bay. I mean, he did Pearl Harbor, Armageddon. So he did some movies before this, The Rock. But the Transformers is what really catapulted him to top of the top. And it's mostly the cinematography, but the CGI on this, I just talked about it. I'm sorry, but fuck, it's amazing.
Pete's sakes, you are so defensive. Were you masturbating?
Judy.
Was I No, Mom.
Zip it, okay?
No, I don't masturbate.
That's not something for you to bring up. That's a father and son
I
thing.
mean, you
okay?
don't have to call it that word. If that makes you uncomfortable, you can call it Sam's happy time or
Happy
my
time.
special alone time.
Mom,
with
Judy,
myself.
And Shia LaBeouf, I hate when people dog on him. He had a rough few last years, yes, but his acting is on point in these movies, especially the first one. And Megan Fox, man, when she's holding that hood up on the car and just her abs, oh, I feel you, Shia. I feel you, dude.
It's weird. I just wouldn't peg you for mechanical.
Well, you know, I don't really broadcast it. Guys don't like it when you know more about cars than they do.
So with like Transformers movies, I'm not much of a fan of the universe type. I just never got into it. So this was a great way to bring people into the universe of the Transformers. And it did great because I really understood what they're talking about. And it wasn't that complicated.
You want that piece? Okay, Maggie, look. Let me break it down to you how it's gonna happen. They're gonna come through that door and be good cop, bad cop. Don't fall for that, all right? That's why I ate their food. So they put the plate of donuts out here to test your guilt. If you don't touch it, you're guilty. I ate the whole plate. The whole plate.
From start to finish, this movie is funny as fuck, dude. I don't know who is not funny in this. The parents, I love these parents. They're cool, man. The highlight of this movie, I really love this whole Hoover Dam cover up. I love when they do this stuff. It's like they made Mount Rushmore to cover something up. They didn't do this movie, but it was like National Treasure too. But in this movie, they used the Hoover Dam as a cover up for something I won't spoil, just in case you don't know what I'm talking about. But I love when they do that history of that stuff. I can listen to that all day. And lastly, it's a great falling in love story. You got Shia LaBeouf falling in love with the girl that he should never have got. And what I mean by that, like the stereotype of she's the highest girl in school and he's kind of the nerdy kid. So he got the girl, and I love when that happens, man. He deserves that shit. So overall, this movie I would absolutely watch before any other movie, in my opinion. And that's why it is number one. Alright guys, thank you for listening to my rankings. I'm curious in the comments below, what is your guys' favorite rankings? I'm curious, what's your first, what's your last movie? Let's talk about it. I'm really curious, guys. Where do you think we should go with this franchise? Should we have a reboot? Should we bring back Shia LaBeouf? Should we have a movie with Mark Wahlberg and Shia LaBeouf? I don't know. You guys let me know. Alright, sexy monkeys, I'm out of here. I will see you later. Remember, if you go to jail, don't drop the soap.